Hey, welcome back. It's Tuesday, and I figured I'd start the video here. This is random, has nothing to do with cars, and it's hard to tell, but I used to have some blinds on my door, because like in the summer, the sun like comes and like beats you to death with like heat, and the whole office, you know, like makes me super hot. I'll be sitting at my desk all hot, and I gotta like crank up this air conditioning that doesn't even work that great. Anyway, there was a tint guy down at the end of the complex tinting a race car for Biddle Motorsports, and I asked him if he could tint the door, and he said sure. It wasn't even very expensive. It's like the best thing ever. I know you can see outside pretty good right now, but like realistically, the darkness level and the comfort and shade and the fact that it's not like beating us up with sun already, it's amazing. It's amazing, and I'm super happy with it and worth every penny. But the only bad thing is, you can see my logo. Super good from the inside. The problem is when my customers try to find me,
what happened to your logo?
You cannot see it from the outside. So anyway, I gotta fix this up real quick and go ahead and put my new sticker on. This crazy S2000. It's actually like a road race car. It's kind of cool. It's got a actual frame mounted wing, so it's functional, which I think is pretty cool. Anyway, it's here for a supercharger install that I'll be doing over the next week or two, like between stuff and a bunch of other things. But before we got started, he wanted to know what it makes now. That way you have a good comparison to what it makes at the end. So anyway, I thought the car is pretty cool. It's already got some cool mods, carbon fiber hood, like modded airbox and a few little things. And then the interior is pretty awesome. He's got like some nice seats and a little bit of some roll caging and like a good steering wheel. And just in general, it's a pretty nice car. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get this dyno and then I'll show you what it makes. You guys can have an idea of what a stock S2000 makes on my dyno. I mean, this is completely stock. I think the only thing he might have is, he might have a header, but I mean, it's got no tune, it's literally stock other than that. This one on its best pull made 186, almost 185.8, and about 125 foot-pounds of torque at its peak. And that's a really good baseline. Like I said before in many videos, the number doesn't matter that much. It just gives us a starting point, so that way when we install this Craftwork supercharger, we can have a good reference for, you know, possibly seeing how much horsepower we've actually gained. So alright, so I put this extra O2 bung in so I can get this car tuned. Basically taking a small break from the S2000 build. It's just about done. But I figured we'll go ahead and give this a dyno tune really quick. Such a unique little MR2 car. Yeah, tuned on Power FC. We'll see how that goes. It's been a long time since I've seen a Power FC, but should be just fine. It's got a pretty good little turbo setup. Looks like a GT28. I believe the motor's small, like a 1.5 liter. And these cars are kind of rare. Like I never really see them, especially not with Japanese hardtop. Kind of a cool little car. We'll see what it makes on the dyno. Okay, we got that all done, and it made 220 horsepower and about 180 foot-pounds of torque, which is pretty darn good. We're showing like almost 9 pounds of boost. I think this thing's gonna drive super awesome. I don't know, it was actually quite easy. So, looks nice, should be super fun. I really like this JDM hardtop. Super cool. What a cool car, nobody even has these anymore. Why wouldn't you want to drive something like this? Okay, so we got that other car finished. The MR2 drove perfectly good. Matter of fact, his friends are probably a little intimidated because it's quite fast with that horsepower level and that torque in that little MR2. Anyway, I'm back on this S2000, and the Craftworks kit went on beautifully. Pretty much no issues. Looks like my lens is fogged up. Only in Texas do you walk from the office to the shop and the lens fogs up. Hold on. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Anyway, things are going super good. We just stuck this really cool cash can in, made by Whitfield, which I've never seen before, but it's fantastic quality, and I didn't even know they made catch cans, but I've known them for a while. Since drag racing. I've raced some of their cars back in the day, but they have a fabrication company that makes cool stuff. I do really like the quality of this catch can. Like I said, everything's on. I'm working on refabricating an intake pipe to go this direction instead of having the filter over here where the fans are kind of blowing hot air into it. Yeah, that's about it. I've been setting up the AEM program for all the new stuff that's going on, the injectors, you know, fuel stuff, supercharger stuff, etc. And man, just a lot of little like button-up details. You could definitely slap this kit on quick, but if you take a little bit of time, you can get the lines fitted nice. You kind of put everything in the right space. It kind of comes out a little nicer, and the intercooler, it like really takes up a lot of space in the areas where there's all these plastic guards, and they don't fit back in. But I took a little extra time and used like a hole saw to cut these radiuses like super nice. Hopefully you guys can see that. That way we can direct and guide the air into the correct area here. And he's already got this carbon cooling plate to keep the air going through the radiator correctly. So I think this thing's going to be a potent little animal. So this thing is going to be something to watch out for on the racetrack for sure, and you know, wherever else he drives it as well. So I'm basically just to the end. I was bleeding the supercharger system, making sure that everything is pumping through and the fluids are all at level. The oil changed, the spark plug's gapped. Man, we're pretty much there. I'm pretty much ready to flip this thing around and get it on the dyno as soon as I finish building the intake pipe. So I basically got the filter that came with the Craftworks kit, and I just got some new titanium tie cuts. So basically I just got to put these together really quick, and we're done. Then we should be able to go on the dyno. I feel like it's gonna be good.
I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. Ooh, never panic. Get a worry, send it up in an advantage. Yeah, I can't stand it. Out of all the way you move it, see you scrambling. On offense, no defense. Stood strong, no weakness. Used to say I wouldn't beat this. Now they wish they could beat this. Tables set, not tables turn. God's plan, don't say a word. Know the price, cause I know my worth. My time, get what I deserve. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop.
Okay, got that intake piece made, and we are just ready to go in the dyno. Came out okay. I'm still definitely learning with titanium, but it sure is fun when I get a chance to weld it. So, cool thing is that metal is so thin and dissipates heat so well. It's a great material to use for intake piping. All right, on to the dyno.
I won't stop. I won't stop. No, 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 no. I won't stop. I won't stop.
Okay, I was kind of curious how this S2000 was gonna do, because when it came in, it kind of made like the lowest horsepower I've ever seen an S2000 make. It only made a 185 horsepower. I would say typical for this year is like really close to 200. So it's about 15 under what I thought it should be. A lot of people online were making anywhere from 400 to like maybe 430 horsepower, depending on the kit and the different things that they did. But this one, well, okay, if you're thinking about that, those cars probably also dynoed at 200 to 220 to start with. So I'm assuming that this kit adds anywhere from 170 to 200 horsepower on average, depending on the motor and conditions. If we were at 185 before and we're at 360 now, that's right around 175 horsepower added at the you know, the initial kit, whatever it came with. So I'm actually really happy with this. If you notice too, my fueling's super conservative. I could probably push a little bit more timing and a little bit more air fuel in this. At 12 ohms, probably pick up another 12 or 15. So theoretically, there's more to be had. I don't really like doing that because this is a road race car and we got to keep things like kind of relatively conservative. At least until he gets his wideband and we can hook up target air fuel ratio or target lambda, if you guys know what that is. I'm pretty happy with how the torque curve looks and how the fueling came out. I feel like very comfortable that he could go drive this in any condition and it would be safe and fun, and it's gonna be incredibly fast. Don't let the numbers fool you. Okay, so in that last clip I thought I hit the complete peak of this thing, but I tried a few more things, cleaned up the fuel just a little bit more, and we actually ended up with 371. So probably there's even a little more in that. Not probably, there's more in it for sure, but like I said, I'm not really sure that I'm comfortable revving the supercharger over what the Craftworks guys said is good. So I don't know, pretty dang cool. Like, if you wanted a car that was really consistent every time you got on and off the throttle, in or out of a corner, like for road racing, this power band is fantastic, and you could rely on this being there every time you hit the gas. So, I mean, you can accomplish this with a turbocharger, but I do think it might create more heat and be a little bit harder to keep consistent. So, I don't know, if you're really trying to learn how to drive, I feel like having the car feel almost like all motor is kind of a good thing. Or even if you're an advanced driver, just not dealing with like the power curve of a turbo where you get this like massive torque all of a sudden when boost comes up. This linear power band makes it very like predictable. I mean, predictable doesn't sound like fun, but it is when you're trying to be consistently fast around, you know, multiple corners and straightaways. So I don't know, I'm super impressed. So it was quite a bit of fun dynoing the MR2 and the S2000, and they both came out great. It's gonna be super fast and fun to drive, so nothing wrong with that. In other news, if you guys remember, I had those RSX battery trays that I made a while back, and I only made a few of them because I didn't know if anybody would want them, but I've gotten a lot of emails, so I figured I better restock since I sold them out super fast. So anybody needs an RSX battery relocation tray, they should be back on the site in about 10 days maybe. So probably by the time the next video comes out, check if you need one, whatever. So yeah, anyway, I just made like a whole bunch. So anyway, what else? We got some stuff coming. Yari is just about ready to boost the RSX, and my other friend is really excited about possibly trying a little bit different kind of turbo kit on his automatic 350Z. I think we're gonna be building that one in-house, so that should be pretty interesting. Anyway, I guess that's it. You'll just have to wait and see. I'm really excited to get onto some like big fab projects because this was mostly bolt-on. I only got to build one little piece, and I just love to build stuff. So anyway, hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe, comment, ask me questions. I'm here, you know, like just working on cars. I can answer your questions if you post them down below. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next video.